Hey, great that you tuned in today. Today it's actually a smart thing that you tuned in because we're going to talk about these. These are smart tunable transceivers. Stick around. So, smart tunable transceivers. A smart tunable transceiver is a device that's used in the context of DWDM as the technology that's used to transmit multiple signals over a single fiber link. And the way this works is using a multiplexer. So here in this diagram, there's two multiplexers on either side of the link, and the multiplexer has multiple inputs, every single input being determined by a dedicated wavelength. So the transceiver has to be connected to the port that matches the transceiver's wavelength. As a result, you have a setup with many different transceivers on either side, again matching the wavelength of the port, which means number one, it works. Number two, you have to stock quite a few of those different types of transceivers. Stock them for setup, for maintenance. You have to plan with a number of different devices. In order to make that a little easier, tunable transceivers are same idea, however not locked to a dedicated wavelength. Instead, a tunable transceiver is able to be programmed to any given wavelength, depending on what you need. Here's a tunable transceiver connected to that one single port there. And now all you have to do is to program it to the matching wavelength. And that's done on either side, and that link is configured correctly. So with a tunable transceiver, you're able to do the exact same setup. However, instead of having to plan with multiple different types of transceivers, you can just plan with one single such type and program them individually. All right, so one problem solved. The next thing to look at, however, is that act of programming, which obviously has to be done for every single piece. So take it out of the system, bring it to some programming device, program it to the appropriate wavelength, bring it back in, and that has to be done for every single port here. This is how tunable transceivers bring some complexity. And now let's bring in the smart tunables or auto-tunable transceivers as a next generation, next version of such a transceiver. Instead of having to program them manually, as explained, smart tunable transceiver, when connected up to a system, will try to find its counterpart on the other side. The two of them will find themselves and negotiate the appropriate wavelength and lock themselves to that. And so the system configures itself automatically in a smart way. Most of those solutions are, however, proprietary. They're proprietary in the way that the protocol that's used for that communication between the two pieces, is not open standard. It's proprietary. Whereas we as HUBER+SUHNER believe that there is a big value in an open standard, in interoperability between manufacturers. And that's why we have joined the Smart Tunable MSA group, working towards an open standard that will ensure interoperability between smart tunable transceivers, even cross-manufacture. So, smart tunable transceivers. Smart stuff, don't you think? I like them. So if you did like this video, please leave a comment. See you next time.